Assalamualaikum. Today we are going to talk about mixture. That what is mixture, its types, its examples, and at the end we will differentiate our previous topic that was compound with the mixture. That how compounds and mixture differ from each other. So let's start our topic. What is mixture? Mixture basically is formed when two or more elements or compounds mix up physically without any fixed ratio. Means you are going to mix out two or more compounds without any fixed ratio. You don't measure their volume, you don't measure their masses and simply mix up each other. They form the mixture. On mixing, components of substances or some substances retain their own chemical identities and properties. They never lose their chemical identities and properties. For example, we have discussed the example of water in the topic compound. There in water, basically, there are two gases involved, hydrogen and oxygen. They mix up and form water that is liquid. So their chemical properties lost at that case in compound. And now here I want to quote an example of salt solution. For example, you have a glass of water, you add a tablespoon 1 tablespoon of salt in it, simply mix it up, and you will observe by your senses that it is liquid as well, having the property of water, and it will be salty by tasting it. So it retains the property of its components, salt as well as the water. So mixture do not lose their identities, they always remain their chemical identities and properties. Mixture can be separated into parent components by physical methods. We can use any simple method to separate out them. For example, in case of salt solution, we can use the technique of evaporation. We provide temperature while the water in that particular solution will evaporate and salt will remain as a residue at the bottom of that glass. So these physical methods can be used to separate the mixture: distillation, filtration, evaporation, crystallization, and magnetization. By using magnet, you separate mixtures of solids. Types of mixtures. There are basically two types of mixtures: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Now, what is homogeneous mixture? Mixture that have uniform composition throughout, that will be known as homogeneous mixture. You can also use the term solution for this particular type, homogeneous mixture, because solution is also a homogeneous mixture. What does it mean that it has uniform composition throughout? For example, as I give you the example of salt solution, you have added or dissolved salts in water, a glass of water. So in that case, if you take the sample from the of top of that particular glass or a solution, or you can take sample from the bottom of that particular glass, the ratio of salt from the bottom or from the top will be the same. It means that it is uniform now, the same composition throughout the glass. Examples are air, because air is a mixture of gases. If you are staying in your home, you're having same air. If you go outside, you have the same air, same concentration of gases around you. So that is homogeneous mixture. While heterogeneous mixture, mixture that do not have uniform composition, जो चीजें आपस में mix ना हो. For example, if we add sand in water, lot of sand will remain at the bottom of the glass, while some particles retain in the middle of the glass. So that is not a homogeneous. Sample example, we have soil, rock, and wood. Why wood? Because somewhere wood is very thick, at some places wood is very weak. So that is the difference in the concentration. So homogeneous and heterogeneous, the mixture that has uniform composition is homogeneous, while that do not have uniform composition is heterogeneous mixture. Some examples, very important examples. Air is a mixture. Why it is mixture? Because it contains nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, noble gases, and water vapors. That's why air is a mixture. Soil is a mixture. Why? Because it is a mixture of sand, clay, mineral salts, water, and air inside it. Milk is also a mixture of calcium, of salts, minerals, water, sugar, fat, proteins, and vitamins. Brass is the alloy, is also an example of mixture. It contains copper and zinc metal as well. Next one now is the difference between compound and mixture. Compound is formed by a chemical combination of atoms. In compound, there is a chemical composition means combination means there is some chemical bond present between the elements of the compound. While in mixture, it is formed by simple mixing up of elements. There is no chemical bonding involved. But in compound, there is a chemical combination, chemical bond is formed. Either it will be ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate covalent bond, hydrogen bonding, whatsoever you can say. So first difference is the chemical combination in both of these compound and mixture. That compound is formed by a chemical combination of atoms of that element, while in mixture it is simple formed by simple mixing of elements. Second one, the constituents जो चीज बनाएंगे कंपाउंड को lose their identities. मैंने जैसे आपको पहले पॉइंट बताया था, as I already told you that in compound constituents or substances or elements lose their identity and they form a new compound and show the properties of a complete compound, not individually, as in the case of water, because both of the gases now they form a liquid and will behave like a liquid. Mixture show properties of the constituents. कौन से constituent जो substances वो elements जिन्होंने इस particular mixture को बनाया है, जैसे salt solution की I told you the example. Third one, compounds have fixed composition by mass. They have a fixed composition of fixed composition by mass. For example, in water, you have two hydrogen and one oxygen. So that is the fixed composition. While in case of mixture, there is no fixed composition. You can add any ratio, any grams of salt, any वॉल्यूम यू कैन से रेज कर सकते हैं आप, कोई लिक्विड पानी जितना मर्जी डाल लें उसके अंदर, या एनी वॉल्यूम ऑफ अल्कोहल यू कैन से, कोई भी सॉल्वेंट ले सकते हैं, कोई भी सल्यूट ले सकते हैं, उनको आपस में मिक्स अप करते हैं सिंपली, बट यू डिड नॉट फिक्स द कंपोजिशन. Fourth one, the components cannot be separated by physical means. Like you have water, you cannot separate hydrogen and oxygen from it. So that is why the components of compound cannot be separated by physical means. While in mixture, you can separate those by physical methods. What type of physical method? We already discussed distillation, crystallization, evaporation, magnetization. These are physical methods जो कि हम use करते हैं. Next one we have every compound is represented by a chemical formula like water, like NaCl. They have a chemical formula to represent a compound. For example, in case of mixture, it consists of two or more components and does not have any chemical formula. For example, when we add salt in water, so there is no formula. Compound have homogeneous composition because they have a fixed ratio. That's why they have a fixed composition. If we have a glass of water, so it has the formula of H2O. So H2O is present on the top of the glass, same like that it is present on the bottom of the glass. So you will find H2O everywhere in a glass of water. But mixture can be homogeneous and heterogeneous because these two are the types of mixture. Next one, compound have sharp and fixed melting points. Why they have sharp and fixed melting point? Because of the fixed ratio and because of the chemical combination, chemical bonding present between its atoms. While mixture do not have fixed and sharp melting point because the ratio is not fixed here, first of all, and second one is the absence of chemical bonding. Thank you very much.